Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be reviewing the perfumes on your screen right now. Do please make use of the timestamps down below to jump to parts of the video that you'd like to watch. Let's begin. Bint Hooran Rose Passion by Zaafaran is a tastefully done fruity floral for women. It's sweet, feminine, pink and girly, but not too girly to repel folks who prefer grown woman fruity florals. In the opening, I get a burst of lively candied strawberries mixed with slightly boozy vanilla and some nondescript florals. This smells like a properly executed Yara candy, as I don't get any of that nauseating green plastic accord which I note in that perfume. Yara candy. Rose Passion also reminds me of Faris Kenz's Care Confession, and at some point it will smell like candied fruity shampoo to some folks. About 30 minutes in, candied watermelon and creamy tart peach creep in, displacing the strawberry accord. 1 hour in, the strawberry is completely gone and all I get is creamy candied tangy peach mixed with watermelon and florals, super reminiscent of Lattafa's Arabiyat coral, but without the salty aquatic note I sometimes get in that perfume. Bint Hooran Rose Passion lasts well over 9 hours on my skin with 1 to 2 hours of soft projection. This bottle is still fresh in my collection, about 1 week old, so hopefully with time the performance will improve. Either way, this is a very good release from Zaafaran. Do please try and sample this. Loves it. Eight months ago, I reviewed Lattafa's Arabiyat coral, and in a nutshell, I told you guys it was a super feminine, sweet, salty, aquatic, candied watermelon scent with a tendency to get cloying on hot, humid days. I wish I watched that review again before getting a full bottle, because right now I'm not feeling this perfume anymore. Even as the weather is yet to become, hot and humid, this is super cloying at the moment. If you plan on getting this perfume, do please conduct several wear tests in hot, humid and cool weather before committing yourself to a full bottle. I might end up gifting this to my mom as a birthday present, but yeah, let's see how things go for now. Moving on. Arabiyat by my perfumes recently released Faris Kenz, and here are my thoughts on it. Faris Kenz opens fresh and effervescent with bergamot, lime, zesty citrus rinds, and a nauseating chalky mossy accord. At 7,000 naira for 100 ml of product, this makes the perfect everyday walk, errand, gym freshie on a tight budget. But sadly, that chalky accord ruins it completely for me. The chalky accord gets in the way of that beautiful effervescent lime bergamot combo. By the way, the lime is the highlight on my skin, not the bergamot. I saw some reviews saying Faris Kenz is inspired by Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim, and thus I pulled out my decant for Faris Kenz's Not-Stag Expression 4. The main reason why I didn't clock the similarities between these two perfumes is because Not-Stag Expression 4 doesn't have that lime and chalky mossy accord. Also, whilst Not-Stag Expression 4 is given Fanta Orange at some point, Faris Kenz is given Fanta Lime. 4 hours later, Faris Kenz switches from a sweet, chalky lime and bergamot combo to a sweet, chalky and somewhat dark grapefruit. Though on paper, I also get some watermelon vibes at this point. The final dry down for Faris Kenz is a powdery musky aquatic blend of herbs and sweet amber. The chalky mossy accord is completely gone at this point, and the powderiness of the perfume screams pancake. Sorry, I meant this thing, compact powder. Faris Kenz lasts well over 10 hours on my skin with 2 to 3 hours of moderate projection. Personally, I wouldn't recommend this perfume as it smells like a hot mess because of that whole chalky mossy accord. But as always, not everyone will have the same experience as I do, so don't write it off completely. If you're not a fan of the Lattafa Hamra DNA because it maybe smells too feminine for your taste, or the cinnamon is doing absolutely the most, I need you to get your nose on Nudo Exotic Flowers by Fragrance World. This is a sweet, smoky, boozy blend of tobacco, praline, boots, some vanilla, and a bit of cherry. The cherry notes in here isn't prominent at the moment, and as such doesn't give me cough syrup vibes. This is a fresh bottle of perfume, so maybe after maturation the cherry notes will pop, but for now it doesn't, and I actually prefer it this way, with the cherry notes subdued. Like I said, this instantly reminded me of Lattafa's Hamra, but without cinnamon, dates, and I think creamy chocolate. lest I forget, Nudo Exotic Flowers also reminds me a lot of F.A. Paris After Effects, which has now been repackaged as French Avenue's After Effects. If memory serves me right, I hated and decluttered that perfume because it had like a strong stench of kerosene. 10 minutes after the opening, I get a beautiful burst of fresh mentholated earthy patchouli in the background, but it sadly doesn't go past the 1 hour mark. At that same 1 hour mark, Nudo Exotic Flowers has reached its final dry down of sweet, boozy, incensey, sugarcane, vanilla, and a dash of praline. The tobacco has sadly left the room at this point. This dry down puts Nudo Exotic Flowers in the same group as Maison Alhambra's Smoky as well as Lattafa's Ragba Wood Intense. Nudo Exotic Flowers has a soft projection of about 2 hours with over 9 hours on my skin. This bottle is 1 week old, just like Bint Hooran Rose Passion, and hopefully the performance will increase with time. In a nutshell, Nudo Exotic Flowers on my skin smelled like a beautiful niche blend of Lattafa's Hambra, French Avenue's After Effects, and Lattafa's Ragba Wood Intense. Now, the only non-issue that I have with Nudo Exotic Flowers is the bottle design, because it's giving pearl. An insecure man will have a meltdown having this displayed on their dresser. For such men, I highly recommend to get this 50 ml generic bottle and be done with it. Despite being marketed at women, this, in my personal opinion, is unisex and leaning on masculine. That has been my review for Nudo Exotic Flowers by Fragrance World. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Insulo by Jeroboam is a unisex oriental vanilla with notes of vanilla, jasmine, and musk. It opens sweet, fruity, floral, and nutty with orange blossom, almonds, vanilla, and some balsamic undertones. The fruity accord in here smells like cherry, but it doesn't necessarily scream cherry cup syrup, as there is a nutty chocolate accord holding it down from smelling medicinal. This phase of the perfume reminds me of perfumes like 𝗕𝗨𝗦𝗦𝗦 by Armaf, as well as Empire de Oro by Maison Alhambra. 2 hours later, Insulo smells super reminiscent of the YSL Black Opium DNA, but with a cherry accord added to it. It's giving nutty vanilla, coffee, roasted woods, orange blossom, and cherry, with a subtle earthy undertone from the patchouli. It maintains this energy to the far dry down, where all I get is a fluffy, milky choco vanilla with a tiny dose of patchouli. Insulo performs really good with over 3 hours of projection and 12 hours longevity on my skin. If you like the aforementioned perfumes, you will like Insulo. Lest I forget, during one of my weird tests on skin, Insulo reminded me of 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗦𝗦. So if you don't like that DNA, beware. Also, you might want to restrict spraying Insulo on skin, as it tends to leave red stains on fabric. That has been my review for Insulo by Jeroboam. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.